Hey guys, it's Becky. I'm back with another process video. Today I'm going to be using scraps for my layout. I had a bunch of chipboard left, this chipboard right here, left over from the Hazelwood collection, and also just some bits and pieces. So I really wanted to use up some of those. This checkered piece right here is also from the Hazelwood collection. It is a scrap I had left over. The one I put up there at the top is a Dear Lizzie, and the one that I just put down there at the bottom is a Felicity Jane. These two pieces in the center, the aqua color ones, those are Dear Lizzie as well, and that scrap of black is from the Hazelwood collection. Now I thought I'd just pull out the minty aqua colors. I'm not sure if it's really mint or if it's aqua. I'm not even sure. But I pulled out the minty aqua colors and the black. Those were the colors I was going to use on this layout. I do come in later and add another color just because it was looking a little boring. So I also put that gold tab on there that says this and that. So I am going to try and tie in a little bit of gold throughout this layout. Right here I'm just kind of slapping things down all whichever way because, again, wasn't sure what I was going to be doing with this layout, wasn't really sure where I was going. Right here I'm going to take off this title. It says Remember This. I do use that piece, and I guess that could serve as my title. I don't know. The thing is, when you get these chipboard pieces with all the titling on them, or even the thickers that have the titling, you end up with like 500 pages that are called Remember This, or 500 pages that say love, you know. So I mean, I want to use them. I just have a lot of pages that are kind of have the same name, I guess, because of that. All right, so I think this is how I'm going to lay my page out. I did play with putting that checkered piece on the vertical, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go back to the way it originally was. I am going to trim this branding strip off right here. I went ahead and flipped that Felicity Jane piece so you couldn't see the scallop. I'm going to go ahead and stick it down right here. Here in a minute I'm going to go away and do some stitching, and you'll see my page flips. And the reason why is that Dear Lizzie paper, I didn't realize this, but there's very faint text in the background, and when it's on top it's upside down, so I do flip it and put it down at the bottom. My ATG was just giving me a little bit of problem right there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down right here. I am going to ink the edges of the papers with a color box. I think color box ink is kind of a minty color. I'm going to take it out right here. And I'm going to ink the edges of all those strips that I had pulled out, all those scraps that I had pulled out. Now I had all of this together in one baggie because the colors were kind of similar. The thing with the Hazelwood collection is that there is some black in it and there is some dark blue in it. So I don't really put those two together because it's kind of tacky to me. So I'm going to have to pull out, you can see over to the right there's a bunch of embellishments there, and they're that navy blue. I'm going to have to do a couple more pages if I want to get those ones used up as well. So I am going to sew on this. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I am going to sew on this off camera, obviously. And I do sew around the edges of those scraps as well. I just sew around the checked box and then those scraps. So I'm just over here playing where I want these to go. Now I did try to make those mint color flag banners work over there at the top. And as you can see right now, I'm trimming up some of that Felicity Jane paper. It's darker on one side than the other, but it's a different tone. Those original banners that were part of the Hazelwood collection, they're more of a mint. And actually what I have on here is more of an aqua. There's more blue tones to it. It's the same with that Remember This, but the Remember This I keep, but I am not going to end up using those banners that are more minty. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. Alright, so this is a photo of my son's arm. He got a tattoo. Of course, he has like a million tattoos, but he's going to get a sleeve on his right arm, and the very first tattoo he has on there, it doesn't look fabulous, but don't worry guys, because it's not done. It is my name. He had tattooed my name on his arm. How sweet is that, right? I love my mom so much, I'm getting her name tattooed on my arm. It's not done yet. Like I said, it is going to be a sleeve. But when he got it, I didn't know he was getting it done. But when he got it done, he had someone take a picture of it, and then he texted it to me. All right, so I decided I wanted to pull in another additional color. So I am going to pull in the coral. I am going to use that love. As you saw, I had that pulled out that tag. This is a tag I made. It was from one of those hot buy paper pads. It was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was kind of a Parisian themed. And I had some scraps of that in with this collection because the base of this paper is kind of aqua. So I went ahead and cut a tag out with that, stitched around it, and it is going to go right there. That is what made me decide to pull in the corals. I did also fussy cut some flowers out of the rest of that piece of paper that I had left over. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and build this cluster down at the bottom. I am using 2 banners. I originally pulled out this one banner, and it is way too thick, one of the banners I cut. So I am going to pull out another piece of paper and make another banner that is a little smaller that will go down there in the bottom. Now, I don't know why I did this, but I was really wanting to have something right there under the photograph. I am going to take that away, and when I take that away, it just opens the whole page up. That was just too much right there. I do still need to do journaling, and I might put it right there. I probably will put it right there. I don't know. I'll probably use strips. I'm not sure. I haven't really made my mind up on that. As of right now, there is not any journaling. All right, so I'm tucking around these flowers that I had cut out of that paper, just to get a little more coral going on. Here's where I decide that that bottom banner is way too thick. I'm going to go ahead and cut a thinner one out of here and replace it. And that looks better to me. That's that Felicity Jane paper that's, like I said, was light on one side and darker on the other. So I used one of the light side and one of the dark side. It took me a minute to decide exactly where I want that love. It is going to go right there. I put the picture up on some foam tape, so I did have to put some foam under the top, most of the top half, or the top, most of the word love, except for what was on the photo. I had to cut up some foam tape really small and put behind there. Right there, I'll show you my adhesive and also my ink again. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of all of those banners and flowers and start putting them down. Here I pulled out the Tim Holtz Ideology tile letter stickers, and I'm just putting 2017 right down there on that banner. Just wanted to bring a little more black down there, and that worked great. I do have a black heart that will go down there. So on that chipboard, pack of chipboard that I had left, I used it quite a bit of the hearts, and then I used Remember This and Love. So I am slowly getting through it. I don't know how I used all my papers and still have all that chipboard. It just doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick everything down, and we're back. I picked out a bunch of black sequins and a bunch of gold star sequins. I'm gonna mostly tuck around the stars. There's 2 sizes of stars. There's tiny stars and large stars. The large stars I kind of tuck under things just so I get a little bit of gold. And then I do have 2 of the smaller stars. No, sorry, 4 of the smaller stars standing out. And then some of the black sequins I leave standing out, and some of them I kind of tuck just for that little bit of surprise. I don't know where these sequins come from. I had, they were in a Halloween mix, and I'm not sure where I got the Halloween mix. It was orange and yellow and black, and I think the gold stars came out of that same pack. I am just going to put those down with liquid adhesive. Putting the sequins around, it sure does take a long time, right? I am going to cut away here in a minute and actually glue them down. You can see where I put this and that up at the top. It was a gold piece. I cut the bottom of that tag off and stuck it over on on that right hand cluster underneath the photo. Here I took out the Heidi Swap color Shine in Gold, and I'm going to give that a splatter around the page. Not too much, just a little bit. I did need to have it down at the bottom because I got something on my paper down there. I think it was adhesive, and I can't get it. I tried scratching it off and everything, it won't come off, so I kind of needed that to blend in. So I had to put some black splatters down there. Alright guys, after I do that, I don't do anything else to my layout. Right there is where my journaling is going to go, I think. So thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.